Cool kids. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool kid. I got some thoughts for you. I gotta tell you now, we might all be through. So I'm watching the markets. Not just US markets. No. And I gotta tell you guys, there is a real danger. This is just not investment advice, just me observing. There's a real danger of systemic banking situation. Not just in this nation, oh no, but in all the nations. It would cause a great aggravation and degradation. It could cause some alienation. We could all become fiscal patients with terminal disease in our pocketbooks. We could be begging, please, on our knees. But, that's just, one possibility. No one's saying that's going to happen, right? No one's actually calling for that, are they? I mean, I just got told that everything was hunky-dory. You guys remember that conversation? I do. I remember that conversation. But we can't just look at the United States, although I am going to start today's discussion with a little old list of banks that are most in trouble in the United States. Yeah, these are potential problem child banks that you may want to be watching. Yeah, in the United States. If you enjoy joy of having, a solvent bank. But I am not here to tell you that these banks are going under. That is not my goal in any way, shape, or form. That's not something I'm willing to call. Let me get you that list, though, real quick. I'm going to call it out to you. This list comes from Microsoft. And, they might know a little something about banks. I'm sure they deal with more banks than I do on a day-to-day basis. But Microsoft, according to them, they say here's the list. These are banks, according to Microsoft, that may face trouble in the wake of the collapse. Now, this article is from a couple days ago, but let's see here. And they're using the following criterion to determine risk. So there you go. And those banks are as follows: Bancorp Incorporated, First Republic Bank, Sandy Spring Bancorp Incorporated, New York Community Bancorp Incorporated, First Foundation Incorporated, Ally Financial Incorporated, Dime Community Bank Shares, Pacific Premier Bancorp Incorporated, Prosperity Bank Shares Incorporated, Columbia Financials Incorporated. Now, you'll notice a lot of the locations here. We got New Jersey, Texas, California, New York, Michigan, more Texas, more New York, Maryland, more California, and some Pennsylvania action. Now, that is a nice little list, isn't it? But there's one more that interests me, and we'll talk about it in the other room. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a watcher of markets and movers and shakers and such. It's certainly not a claim I'm willing to make. But I will tell you, there is a market mover and shaker that I think is of particular interest for this topic at hand, and that is a bank called Credit Suisse. Perhaps you've heard of it. It's in Switzerland. And so what do we know about that? Well, we know that's lost like 97% of its all-time highs. So the stocks have gone down 97% from their all-time highs. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that seems like a fairly significant drop to me. Call me crazy, but yeah, that's a significant fall in shareholder value. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So, what am I talking about here? What's it matter? Well, the thing is, all of our economies are interconnected. We are in a global economy. And Switzerland, as you may or may not know, is considered the fiscal center, the brain of Europe. Now, some could argue that England is right there with them. And that's definitely, I mean, there's all kinds of arguments you could make. This thing's pretty freaking cool. But what you can't argue is that Switzerland is definitely a player in all things banking. And you definitely can't argue that a major bank like Credit Suisse losing 97% of its value, so much to the point that it was officially announced that Saudi Arabia is no longer going to hold it up. So there's a very good chance that you may get to see the end of the bank. Yeah. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, if you look at modern economic theory and the way we've been approaching these things for the last several years, sometimes you got to finger the silver, put the hands on it. But the way we've been approaching things, they're not going to let it fail. They're going to give it a bailout, okay? And there's arguments for and against this, and I'm not going to get involved in any of that. But just be aware that only, well, not only, it creates its own issues, right? Because there are pros and cons, right? Equal and opposite reactions. You're only hoping for the best case scenario, but sometimes you don't get the best case scenario. So sometimes when you bail out a failing company, you actually just kick the can down the road, so to speak. You enable failure. You rob Peter to pay Paul, and in the end, you're actually robbing everyone. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying it's one potential result of the sort of policies we may see enacted if Credit Suisse does in fact go down. Now, why are these companies in this big trouble they're in? Well, it would depend on the bank, but a great many of them are in trouble because of the last bailout we got in 2008 and the low interest rates that followed for many moons. This sort of easy money was easy to spend, and we actually got a great example of that tonight on television. And I know it's I know it's all the rage to talk about these banks, but go to YouTube and Google music video, right, for Signature Bank out of New York. They literally have music videos that they used company money to make. And while that would be fine if in fact that music video were doing something productive for the shareholders, the depositors, and others involved in said transaction, but the truth of the matter is, was it really doing that? One could argue probably not, given the current state of said fiscal entity, right? The the entire thing blew up, didn't it? Man, isn't it cool when you can get 2 francs and 5 francs for about the same price? That's pretty freaking nifty. Oh, the exact same price. Very interesting. Oh, this was from the same lot. Ooh. So that was back before I used ASW to figure out exactly what I paid per coin. I actually got a much better deal on both the, well, if you think about it, I got a pretty good deal there. Yeah. All right. But, yeah, this would have been from the same lot. I remember buying a huge lot of these 5 franc coins when silver dropped into the probably $15 range. And that's what the power of dollar cost averaging is, guys. You get, you say you buy a lot at $15 an ounce, just under melt. Well, when silver goes up, that just under melt becomes, oh my God, you got it for what? Kind of deal. But back to the banks. These institutions represent more than just the stockholders, and they do represent people's hopes and dreams. So I do understand the knee-jerk reaction to save depositors, and I don't necessarily disagree with it, because depositors are not necessarily to blame for the bad actions and decisions of the banking cartels that they're pretty much forced by playing the game to rely upon for their transactions. Isn't that cool? Kind of a precursor to our Mercury dime in a way. One Rapin from 1802. Man, those were the days, weren't they? Yeah. Anyway, you will probably see some interesting things going on. Shenanigans in the marketplace is all I'm saying. So don't be shocked. And, man, don't be shocked if you see something like that coming out of the old Swiss lands and maybe other parts of the EU. And we don't know how far this thing is going to go. We can't know that. We have no idea what the markets will bring. We can only guess, hope and dream, right? Oh, I remember when I got this. This was way under melt. Way under melt, man. Like, stupid. 14 grams and 90% silver for $2.27. It's not the cutest metal in the world, but it is official. Made by the Swiss. Yeah. But, what do you guys think? How will the situation in Switzerland work out? Are there going to be more bank collapses in the near future in the good old US of A? And why don't I put these coins in flips? Why am I such a lazy bum? These are all great questions, and the answers may surprise you. The truth be told is I ran out of flips when I bought these years ago, and I have not looked at or touched these coins since then. So that's why they're not in flips. They were in our undisclosed safe space where coins are not to be touched or found. And as such, well, haven't been attended to. Anyway, I'm drowning on. Blah, 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 blah. I'm sure some of you are enjoying this. Now, I do have to show you this real quick. I'm a fan. These are the 90% 5 franc coins. And you'll notice the design is very similar to the what we call the William Tell 5 francs. But this is the Shepherd, not William Tell. He's called the Shepherd. This coin is 83.5% silver, with a much lower actual silver weight, right, than this coin, right? Which only makes sense because this is a crown size coin, which has the same silver weight as the French 5 franc, which has the same silver weight as the Italian 5 lire, and this has the same silver weight as a Nazi Fünfmark, just about exactly, at 0.4027. So 4/10 of an ounce versus 3/4 of an ounce, roughly. Well, 0.7234, so not, 72% of an ounce. But pretty cool. I think they're cool. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys like Swiss coins? Let me know in the comments. And we're out. Like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. If you didn't enjoy it, well, that's okay too. Tell me why. How could I have improved? If I can't improve, then please bring me a drill so I may drill a hole in my head for letting you down. Thanks for watching. And Eva, I want you to see us out by telling William Tell what to do with himself. Oh, you gotta tell William Tell. Tell him, hey William. Hi Eva. Hi. All right, she don't care. See you later, guys.